Having sufficient cash flow to pay taxes is one of the hardest parts of running a hairdressing salon. Owner Joey Scandizo says it's unfair small businesses have to fork out their fair share while multinationals can exploit loopholes in the law.
It is difficult to hear that they are getting away with it. We work so hard to keep our business afloat.
In this year's budget, the government promised the Australian Taxation Office an extra $653 million for it to clamp down on multinationals. Since being set up in 2016, the ATO's Tax Avoidance Task Force has issued $26 billion in tax bills and collected $15 billion in cash. Both major parties have also committed to the OECD G20 Global Tax Plan that would force companies to pay a minimum rate of 15% instead of little or no tax at all now.
We've actually been front and centre to these efforts.
But it's unclear how soon the plan can be introduced and how much money the government will bank.
Some of the details are still being worked out, so it's not clear what actually would be the revenue implications for Australia.
Labor says it will speed up implementation of the OECD plan.
Right now, 2/5 of multinational profits are channelled through tax havens. The world is moving on this, but Australia is being left behind.
The OECD G20 tax plan has been years in the making. Governments around the world are struggling to pay for public services and want a bigger share of the revenue pie. But tax experts say Australia may only be a small winner.
The idea is to say some of this extra profit that you're making really should go to the place where the consumers are.
Former ATO Second Commissioner Andrew Mills says Australia's done well to tax multinationals, but because we have a relatively small population, it's estimated the global plan will bring in about $1 billion.
We're 25 million people out of 7 billion, so we're not a big market in the scheme of things, so it's not surprising that we're not expecting billions and billions of dollars.
Tax analysts say that's why the global minimum tax rate should be more than 15% and legal loopholes must be closed.
Right now, it's incredibly easy for companies to shift the revenue to places where it's taxed the least or in many cases not taxed at all.
Joey says policies to fight tax avoidance will play a part in helping him decide who he votes for at the upcoming election.
It will come into account once I'm making my judgment, but it would be one part that I'd love to see fixed and adjusted.
The issue could help sway the votes of many other Australians.